Hey Sagittarius, welcome to your weekly forecast for August 17th through the 23rd. We're going to see what's happening the week ahead for you lovely people with this mermaid themed deck here to go with our mermaid and ocean theme for the summer. And then we're going to pull a mermaid oracle card for you all from this deck here. So without further ado, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising, we're going to see what's going on for you lovely people in the week ahead. Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising, August 17th through the 23rd. Messages for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising, August 17th through the 23rd. Alrighty, my dear. So your first card here is the Hermit Contemplation. Okay. Now, this could be Virgo, so if you have Virgo placements, that could be an aspect of yourself that's really coming to the surface. In the week ahead, it could be a significant Virgo that you might be having some dealings with in the coming weeks and months. However, let's put the astrology of it aside just for a moment, and let's look at the Hermit in terms of the fact that it is a major arcana card. And major arcana cards tend to come up when we're at a very significant crossroads, when we're about to enter a new chapter. Now, if you watch my readings and if you watch your moon and your rising, or if you end up cross-watching for friends or family, you might have noticed the trend that there seems to be a lot of major arcana cards coming up more frequently. And it's because we're in very, very changing times right now. There's a lot of powerful energies, right? Aside from the fact that we just came through the Lionsgate energy, we're in a time of awakening right now. So there's a lot of shifting, a lot of changing. And when the Hermit card comes up, it's directly linked to your awakening. And it's when you begin to pull away from other people and situations and things, and you begin to kind of look within yourself for answers. So Sagittarius, if you've been feeling lost and confused for a while, and if you've been looking for teachers and gurus, and you've been watching these tarot videos, these tarot readings like the one you're watching right now, looking for answers, looking for guidance, you're gonna begin going inward. You're going to kind of begin meditating and thinking about things and going over your life in your head, and you're going to start piecing the information together. Everything you've been reading, everything you've been seeing, everything that you've been sensing, it's all coming together and it's starting to make sense for you. And you're finding that the answers are inside of yourself. They're not outside of you. They're inside of you, right? And so you're making the connection. You're making the connection. And so this is going to be very empowering for a lot of you. And I feel, Sagittarius, that it's this massive epiphany where all of a sudden it's becoming very clear to you why you've been unhappy and what it is that you need. Okay, and what I mean to say is you're going to realize the things that you've been doing that are against yourself or that are against your nature, right? And we'll all have things that people say to us, you know, growing up and in our life, like, oh, you're too sensitive, or oh, you're too much of a daydreamer, or oh, you're too serious, or like whatever, right? Like people will tell us these things and we begin to believe it. And so we try to kind of adjust ourselves or edit ourselves, and we try to be what we think we're supposed to be. So you're going to begin seeing the parts of your life that you've been living because you think it's what you're supposed to be, versus who you really are and what's fulfilling and what's making you happy. A lot of you are also finally figuring out what your spiritual beliefs are, okay? And so maybe you've been struggling with figuring out, you know, what you believe as far as what you've been taught growing up in terms of spirituality and religion versus the things that you're feeling pulled to or gravitating towards now. You're beginning to come up with your belief system, what you believe, like your own beliefs. And for me, the Hermit card tends to be like the caterpillar going into the cocoon, right? So it's a very, very transformative stage for you. And the best thing about it is it's a time when we don't feel lonely, right? It's a card that's associated with staying away from people or keeping to ourselves. But the beautiful thing about it is we don't feel lonely. We don't feel sad. We don't feel depressed. If you've been struggling with this whole kind of stay-at-home situation, you might find this week that you're starting to enjoy it, or you're starting to be able to use it in a more productive way. Your next card here, my dears, is, how very lovely, the Ten of Pentacles, right? The creator of this deck has Ten of Pentacles listed as luck, and that could be the case for some of you. There could be something happening here for you in terms of luck, okay? In terms of, money coming your way, opportunities. In general, though, traditionally, Ten of Pentacles is seen as financial abundance, security, stability, manifestation. So that's why I kind of don't like, I don't like to sum up this card with the word luck, because for me, I think of luck as something temporary. I think of luck as a fleeting thing. But the Ten of Pentacles is not fleeting. It's permanent. It's long lasting. It's here to stay. So a lot of you are beginning to shift your financial energies, your relationship with money. You're coming out of like any insecurity, coming into a time of stability and security, and manifesting a sense of permanence, a sense of tradition, a sense of family, a sense of honor, a sense of pride in what it is that you do. Yep. So that's what I'm feeling for you. That's what I'm feeling for you, Sagittarius. Your next card here, another major arcana card. Lots of shifts and changes, my darlings. Another major arcana card here is the Lovers. Okay. Now, traditionally, the Lovers is known as, like a romance card in relationships. And there could be something brewing for some of you in terms of romance. However, those of you that watch my channel, you know that the weekly readings, I try to steer clear of love and romance because I do a monthly love reading. And I try to focus the weeklies on everything outside of love. Whatever spirit wants to talk about outside of love and romance. So we look at how the cards apply outside of love and romance. And what some people don't know is that the Lovers card, when the tarot was first put together, it wasn't called the Lovers. It was called the Choice in some decks, the Decision. I've even read that some decks refer to it as the Sacrifice, because the Lovers card energy is about duality. Okay, and that's one of the reasons here why it's represented by Gemini, because Gemini is like the twins, the two sides. So the Lovers card is going to be about making choices and decisions between one thing and another, right? Do I want this or do I want that? Do I want this? Are the sacrifices I have to make to get it worth what I'm getting out of it? So you're going to be making some choices and some decisions here about what you want to do. You're at a significant crossroads in your life. And Sagittarius, I feel for a lot of you, this is in terms of your health. Okay, now I want to clarify something, especially if you're going to, click on the Calendly link to schedule a private reading with me. I'm not a medical medium. I cannot pick up on things in the physical body. And I don't do I don't do health readings. I don't do health readings because it's not one of my gifts, to focus on like physical ailments and things like this. So I'm not diagnosing anything. I'm not saying that any of you have anything wrong with your health. I just feel, for whatever reason, with this card, some of you have been really stressed out. It's been affecting you physically. You're maybe like kind of feeling worn down and tired, and you're realizing it's the stress that is affecting your body negatively. And so I feel like you're kind of taking a look here at what are some of the unnecessary stresses they're not worth it, right? Some of you might have a job that maybe it has paid well, or you have relied on that job for stability and for your needs to be met, but you might be looking at this job and thinking, you know what? It's really, really getting to my health. I'm really sacrificing my health for this job. And at the end of the day, is it worth it? Right? So some of you might be looking at the way your choices are making your life more difficult, or affecting you physically, or affecting you health-wise. And so you're coming to new decisions on, you know, how to fix this. So some of you might get serious about looking for another job, or some of you might get serious about leaving a relationship, or leaving a living arrangement, because you're realizing that even though it might be giving you a certain degree of stability, it's causing you, like it's robbing you of your peace or your well-being in other ways. So I do feel like a lot of you are making some very big decisions this week, some very big decisions. Now, I always have to say this just as a bit of a disclaimer, right? When we're waking up and we realize that something is not good for us and it needs to change, sometimes we are very tempted to hurry up and make the leap. And we have to remember to look before we jump. You got to make sure you're holding on to the next vine before you let go of the old one. You don't want to kind of fall with nothing underneath to hold you or to catch you. So even though you might feel very driven and very motivated to hurry up and make these changes, and even though you might be in a place where you're really beginning to establish your faith and your belief in the universe and in the power of manifestation, you still want to go about things very logically, right? Like if you realize your job is really affecting your health, it might not be a good thing to walk in and quit your job the next day if you need that job to make rent, if you don't have somebody to help you, right? Maybe a better way of going about it is to take some time off. Maybe you can request some vacation time. Maybe you can put in for some time off, and then you can rest and fix up your resume and take some time applying at jobs, or you can start looking around. Like there's other ways where you can do it. So pray and meditate and ask your angels and guides to help you make these changes and these transitions in the quickest and easiest way possible, so that you're not making the situation more complicated for yourself. Okay? The next card you have here is the Knight of Cups. And the Knight of Cups here is listed as proposals. And again, some of you might be making a choice about somebody wanting to have a relationship with you, maybe even a proposal. However, like I said, in these weekly readings, I apply the cards in other ways. So the Knight of Cups for me is a card about pursuing your joys and your happiness. So the way that this really, really confirms for me the previous message about how some of you are realizing that you've been sacrificing your well-being for some kind of stability, you're beginning to see how in other ways it's very damaging to you. The Knight of Cups is saying how you're going to be able to get through this transitional time, right? Like when you're not at work, if you can spend time focusing on and doing things that make your heart happy, that bring a sense of creativity and joy and beauty into your life, right? Or maybe on your lunch break, or maybe on your coffee break, listen to music that lifts up your spirit. Watch videos that make you laugh or make you happy or inspire you. Bringing in that sense of positivity is going to make this transitional time a lot easier, right? Until you can get from where you are to where you want to be. And being in that energy, not only does it help you cope better, it lifts your vibration. It brings you into a higher vibration. And when we're in higher vibration, we manifest much more quickly, right? We've got this little dolphin here, this sense of playfulness. Okay, so coming into the playful energy is going to make the time go by much faster, help you manifest much more quickly, and help relieve a lot of the stress so that you can make this transition without feeling like you got to hurry up and jump, you know, and put yourself in a difficult position. It doesn't have to be that way. We're going to see what your oracle message is here, and we're going to see what message is coming up for you. As always, I encourage you guys to watch your moon sign and rising sign videos because some weeks they may resonate with you more than others. You may need a private reading, which I'm more than happy to do for you. If you want to click on the Calendly link, you can schedule a private reading with me there. So your oracle message, dear Sagittarius, is contumacy, which is a very fancy word for people who use seashells to do divination. Okay, so obviously this is a mermaid themed deck, so they're really, really going in hard with like the ocean terminologies. You know, not all of you are going to be picking up seashells to do scrying or to do you know, divination, but you might be picking up crystals or tarot cards or runes, right? You might be getting into that kind of thing, and you might be kind of playing around with that stuff to try to, you know, get more familiar with it. So some of you might be getting into your own intuition and psychic gifts and abilities and divination. Some of you might be consulting. You know, maybe you've been like afraid of getting a reading and you're feeling like, oh, you know what, this week is the week I'm going to do it. Whether you're scheduling with me or some other reader, some of you might be opening up to want to know, like, well, what do they say for me specifically, right? Whether you're doing it for yourself or you're consulting someone, some of you are becoming more open to this kind of energy, okay? I encourage you to watch your moon, sun, and rising sign and see what oracle message comes up for you in the moon and the rising, because for some reason, Sagittarius, I feel for you guys there's a connection in the oracle cards that come up for you. I didn't get that for the other signs, but I'm feeling that for you guys this week. All right. And one thing that really just jumped out at me was how her little shells here are being kept together by the starfish. I used to have a reoccurring dream about starfish, like almost every single night. And it was just, I won't get into it. It'll take too long, but it was the craziest dream. So I started looking like starfish. What does it mean? What does it mean? And this was like years ago before I really began on my path. And so it was about intuition and awakening, like being guided by intuition. And so a lot of you, right, and it's right over her heart chakra, and then there's like the pearls around the throat chakra. So a lot of you might be having an opening up happening in the throat chakra and the heart chakra that is boosting and strengthening your intuition. Like as you're healing your throat chakra and your heart chakra, your intuition is increasing. That's just one of the feelings I got. Or maybe some of you are having intuitive abilities increase through your dreams, like specifically through your dreams, because that starfish made me think of a dream that I haven't thought about in a long time, in years. So maybe Spirit is trying to bring the attention to actual active dreaming as well for some of you. All right. So, like I said, watch your moon, sun, and rising sign videos. Check out Amethyst Angellight Facebook and Instagram for the daily messages, and for the pick a card and for the giveaways. Every month I give away a free 30-minute reading. I give away a different prize. This month's prize is what inspired these nails, the yellow and orange nails, because yellow and orange are the colors of Archangel Uriel. And I saw a very beautiful painting that made me think of Uriel. And so I want to thank Rapid Luxury Nails for my nails. And I also want to thank her for sending me these really cool light blue sunglasses with a really cool little design. So thank you to her for that. But you might want to check out the social media page to see the giveaway, the painting. And if you're not interested in the painting, if you want to put in for the free 30-minute reading, every single month I give away a free 30-minute reading. You can check out that as well. I thank you all for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Have a wonderful, wonderful week, Sagittarius. Take care. Bye-bye.